Hello there, very good afternoon to all our viewers. You're tuned on to Lunchtime News. We come to you live and direct this afternoon from our News1st studios in Colombo. I'm Zola Outsgoon. First, the headlines. SLFP position on proposed News Media Standards Act. 2 fishermen still missing at sea following accident involving a ship and 2 fishing vessels. Drought continues to severely affect a number of districts around the island. Following North Korea missile launch, US will use military force if we must. Starting off with our lead story this afternoon. Questions are raised regarding the Independent Council for News Media Standards Act discussion draft during the SLFP media briefing held today.
Sri Lanka
The SLFP is of the opinion that the scope of media freedom should be broadened and we are ready to act on it.
There is a draft document of the Act. Have the members of the SLFP approved such a document?
In some weather-related news this afternoon, residents of a number of districts around the island continue to be affected by the prevalent drought conditions. According to our correspondents in the Anuradhapura districts, a number of areas including Vilachia, Oyamaduwa, Pemaduwa and Kukulkatu have been worst affected. The residents of Mahavilachia engaged in a traditional ritual calling on the help of the gods. The district of Puttalam has also been severely affected by the drought. Areas such as Dankotuwa, Anamaduwa, Mundalama have been severely affected. In some tragic news, a 43-year-old man has died having been hit by the Ruhunukumari Express train plying from Mathura to Colombo. The incident was reported at around 7:15 this morning. The victim, a Gramanildari officer of the Thotagama area, was travelling on his motorcycle at the time of the incident. He was returning home after dropping his daughter to school. Area residents say that the rail gate guard was not present at the time of the accident. The Attorney General has issued legal advices to release 42 Indian fishing boats that have been taken into Sri Lankan custody. Secretary to the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development, WMMR Adhikari, said steps have been taken to release 42 Indian fishing boats out of the 81 boats taken into custody in 2015. Secretary said that information regarding the boats that are said to be released have already been submitted to the Attorney General. However, fishing nets and other equipment will not be released. More than 108 such boats have been taken into custody, are docked at the harbours in the country. There is a risk of dengue spreading due to these boats. The Fisheries Secretary said that the owners of the boats will be granted a period of time to release their boats, but if they fail to do so, the boats will be destroyed. 2 fishermen are still missing at sea following an accident involving a ship and 2 fishing vessels. Navy media spokesperson Lieutenant Commander Chomindawala Kulugay notes that the search operations are continuing with the aid of the Sri Lanka Navy's Jayasagara ship and several Dora vessels. 4 days ago, 2 multi-day fishing vessels that set out from the Hambantota and Kudavela fisheries harbours capsized after being involved in an accident with a ship that had veered off course. The sailors of the Pike 2 vessel had been rescued by another multi-day fishing trawler that set out from Hambantota, while the whereabouts of 2 of the 3 fishermen of the other vessel are unaccounted for. The matter was taken up in Parliament yesterday. 6 months ago, a similar situation occurred in Galle. 5 fishermen died because vessels illegally entered our maritime boundary. The leaders of this country are aware of such acts. However, if one of our fishermen venture out of our boundaries accidentally, they are fined. No vessel has been given approval to fish in our waters. I state this with responsibility. There may have been times when such things took place, not anymore. We are looking into the parts of the vessels. There are cargo ships that travel along our maritime boundary. How can such vessels go 30 nautical miles off our coastline? Such vessels can only travel 60 nautical miles away from the coast. Tell me how it happens. Does this take place with your knowledge? Who is responsible for these lives? It is you or the President or the Prime Minister. Have you all taken bribes? If there are such vessels, then the Navy is responsible. They have been given the right to apprehend such vessels. If there are foreign vessels, none of them have been given approval by the Ministry of Fisheries. A home invasion was reported from the Dehigabad area in Manampitiya, Patapola. At the time of the incident, the only individuals who had been in the house are a woman and her 2 children. According to reports, the group had come in search of the homeowner, and as he had not been in the house, they had attacked it. The victims believe that the incident may have stemmed from an argument that had taken place during a function in the area. No arrests have been made so far. The Patapola police is conducting further investigations. That note, we wrap up this edition of Lunchtime News. Thank you very much for stopping by. More news follows on our website, www.Newsfirst.lk. We'll see you again soon with the latest news.